Guys, what's up? It's Rachel back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my Sephora VIB sale products that I do not recommend. In my last video it was a Sephora haul, and in that video I was talking about how I pretty much done the sale before the actual sale, which defeats the whole purpose. I just thought those things would sell out really fast, and I really wanted them, especially all that NARS stuff, so I went ahead and picked it up anyway without the discount. But I did want to do a video on where I talked about all the products that I do not recommend. Makeup is a very personal thing, and I don't want to offend anyone if maybe you like some of these products. But like I said, it's just personal, and these products did not work for me, so I wanted to talk about them. This hat, you never can see my brows. I swear to God, you never can. I also wanted to apologize because I did want to have this video up a lot sooner than it's going up, and I also wanted to film a Sephora VIB sale recommendations, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get to that video. But the most important video out of those two for me was the ones that I didn't recommend, so I don't think I have any other updates. I'm just going to go ahead and get started with the products. The first thing I'm going to talk about is an eyeshadow palette. I actually have a lot of palettes to talk about here, and this may come as a shock for a lot of people, but the first palette I'm going to talk about is the Urban Decay Born to Run. Now, if you don't know, I do not like this palette at all, and I have talked about this palette a lot here on my channel. It just does not work for me. The formula, it's not there for me. I don't know what it is. I always say I can't describe why I don't like this palette. I just know that it doesn't work for me. Every time I use this palette, I'm never happy with the way my eyeshadow turns out. And it's so crazy because I know a lot of people really do love this palette. I mean, they love this palette. So this is what it looks like on the inside. You have a good mixture of shades. You have a bunch of bright shades and neutral tones, warm and cool, and a lot of things you can do, like just very simple or very dramatic. But the formula for me is just not there, and like I said, I know that comes as a shock. A lot of people really do enjoy this palette. I've done a video here on my channel, and it was all about high-end eyeshadow palettes, and I duped them, and I have a really good dupe for this palette. It was in collab with Makeup by Shayla, or I think I'm saying that right, Makeup by Shayla. That formula just works for me, and the colors are so similar. They're almost spot on to the Urban Decay colors. Like I said, I just don't like this palette, and the color pop is so much better, and it's a fraction of this price, so definitely check that one out from ColourPop. Again, it's here on my channel. It is called High-End Eyeshadow Palettes Duped. I'm pretty sure that's all it's called. So if you want to check that out, you can see a bunch of dupes. But like I said, that ColourPop palette is spot on to this, and I just don't recommend this. I don't like it at all. The next palettes I have are two, and they are from Tarte. The first one I want to talk about is the Tartelette palette. This is what it looks like. I did not like this palette at all, and the reason I wanted to mention this palette is because it is a permanent palette in Tarte's range, and it's always there, and I feel like if someone's new to makeup and they're going to pick out something, it's going to be something along the lines of this, because every time you go in stores, these are always in stock. Everybody sees them. Like I said, it's just in their permanent range, so it's more likely to sell. That's just what I think. I remember when I worked at Ulta, a lot of people would come in, and they weren't really into makeup. They just wanted a palette. Like, they'd never had one, so they would come in and they would instantly go to the section where Tarte was at, and Urban Decay and Too Faced, and it never failed. They would always pick up this palette, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend it to them. I would always tell them, I was like, it's stiff, it's chalky, the colors are pretty bland, it looks muddy when you apply it on your eyes. I would always tell them, I would always advise them to stay away from this palette because it is just awful. It is horrible, and it's not a cheap palette. It's like $45, I'm pretty sure. This formula just does not work for me. It was so bad, I probably only used it twice. I was like, I can't with these mattes. This whole palette is a matte palette. You have no shimmers whatsoever, and the mattes are just stiff and dry and chalky, and they do not blend, and they all mud up together, and it looks like crap. And this is what the palette looks like on the inside. I don't know if I showed you guys or not. It's more on the cooler side, but like I said, I just felt like a lot of people would gravitate toward it. But for some reason, I can't bring myself to get rid of it. I think the problem there is I have all three of the Tartelette palettes, and I feel like if I take one or two of them out, then that ruins the whole collection for me. So I keep them in my collection just so I can say I have them all, but I do not use this palette. I do not like this palette, and I do not recommend. I don't recommend it for full price, and I don't recommend it for the 20% off, 15 or 10, whatever your status is. And the next palette from Tarte I'm going to talk about is the second version to that palette. This is the Tartelette in Blooms palette, and the reason being is the same reason pretty much for that one. The formula is just not there. It's not there. And Tarte has a really amazing formula. Their palettes are just hit and miss, but when it comes to this one, you have a mixture of shimmers and mattes. And I wouldn't say this one is as cool toned as the other one. I feel like this one is a lot warmer. I don't know how well you can see it on my camera, but this is what it looks like. I don't like this palette. The formula is just not there. The mattes are just okay, and the shimmers aren't that blinding. Tarte's, what is it called? The Tarte's Pro palette is absolutely amazing. The mattes in there are so creamy and soft, and they blend out so well. And the shimmer metallic shades are very intense. You don't even need MAC Fix Plus. So I highly recommend that palette from Tarte. But like I said, the Tartelette and the Tartelette in Blooms palette, these are crap. Now, I do have the Tartelette Toasted palette, and I do really like that one. Maybe it's because the colors are warmer, and I prefer more warmer shades. But I don't know what's been going on lately. I've been reaching more towards my cooler tones, but I love that palette, and the formula is pretty good. I mean, it's not their best, but it is pretty good. It's a step up from these. Like I said, I don't like these at all. But I think I can't get rid of these because, like I said, it's the collection, and I have to have them all. The next palette I want to talk about is from Too Faced, and this is the White Peach palette, and this is what it looks like. A lot of people are familiar with the Sweet Peach, the all matte tones, and just the real peachy and pretty brown shades. That one is amazing. My husband actually picked that one up for me when we were in New York, so that one is special. I would never get rid of it. But again, this is the White Peach palette, and this is what it looks like on the inside. You have a mixture of shimmers and mattes, and the thing about this palette is they are all really light. I'm trying to get a close-up if you can see it. I know you've probably seen this palette before, but like I said, it's just really light, and the formula-wise, it's not their best, and that is exactly why I put it in this video. I would not pay the $40-some for this palette, and I would not get it even if it was on a discount. Too Faced just has so many palettes that are much better than this, much better quality, and I would not buy it. I just don't recommend it. It's not their best. This is a really dry formula when it comes to their metallic shades in this palette, and the mattes are just okay. Like I said, it's nothing special. And I also saw, like, this palette has been on sale, like, a lot, actually. This palette has actually been on sale a lot. It's been, like, $20-some, and I honestly, maybe I'd pick it up for $20-some, just, like, if you're into cute packaging, but as for quality-wise, it's just not there. The last palette that I have here to talk about, besides some other stuff, is the Smashbox LA Cover Shot Eyeshadow Palette. Now, I've done a full review of this here on my channel. It's been a while, and this is what it looks like on the inside. It looks very pretty, and like I said in that video, I don't have anything wrong. I don't have anything against this palette, but the problem is the quality. And I said that in that video as well. The quality is just not there. It's just an okay palette. When it comes to Smashbox, their strongest point is their powder products for the face, their primers, their facial mist, things like that. They don't really get it well when it comes to eyeshadows. Their full exposure palette and their double exposure palette, I gave those away a long time ago. Those were complete crap. Those were awful. Those were terrible. And their Cover Shot mini palettes, like their mini ones, I have a ton of those, and I never reach for those because the formula is just not there. And these palettes are not cheap whatsoever, and there's just so many better quality eyeshadow palettes than this. Like I said, it's not good. It's not bad. It's kind of in the middle. It's almost like I would consider this to be a drugstore palette. Not for the price, but for the quality. There's just so much better, and that's really sad to say because I love Smashbox. I've been really into their powder products recently. I have been talking about their highlighters and their bronzers and their face powders. I really, really enjoy them, and I love Smashbox as a brand, but their shadows are just ain't it, sis. This is what it looks like again. You had like a colorful side, and then more of a neutral side, and a plummy, yeah. No, like a pinky rose side, and then you had like a purple, like a grungier look. It's just the quality was not there, and I do not recommend this. I don't recommend this for the original price or even with a discount. And like I said, I don't recommend their tiny like Cover Shot palettes. Those aren't good. The next thing I want to talk about is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is their Dewy Set Setting Spray, and this is what it looks like. The packaging is on point. It's absolutely gorgeous. It does not have glitter in the actual product. It's just on the exterior packaging. A lot of people had questions on that if the glitter was like in the product, and it's not. But this looks exactly like Max Fix Plus with the sprayer, how the bottle is made. But I don't like this at all. I love my MAC Fix Plus. I cannot go without my MAC Fix Plus. Every time it runs out, I go and I repurchase it. I'm stuck on it. I love the way it makes my makeup look. The sprayer on it, just has a very nice mist, and it's really fine, and it just works. I love the way it sinks the powders into my face and just gives me that flawless finish. So when it comes to this one, like I said, very pretty packaging, but it's awful. It is awful. Now, when you spray it out, it kind of like bunches up and it has it looks like you have big globs of water on your face. That's what it does for me anyway. And it does not sink into my face. It kind of like just sets on top of the skin. I can't stand when the setting sprays like have big clumps of water all over my face. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. And this is exactly what this one does. Aside from that, it's supposed to smell like coconut and vanilla or something, and it doesn't. It kind of like stinks, honestly. And I joke with my husband, I'm like, this is water. This has to be water because it's like nothing almost. I do not recommend this. I don't like it. I figured a lot of people would want to pick it up for the sale because they were getting a discount, and this is a newer release. It's not that old. And apart from that, it's Anastasia Beverly Hills, and a lot of people like really want to try it out because, you know, they had never had like a setting mist, but this ain't it. Now, the last two products I want to talk about are actually in my project pan. I do have a video up if you'd like to check that out. It's all about products I am panning and using up and getting them out of my collection. So the first one I want to talk about is from Cover FX, and this is the blurring primer. Mine has been chewed on from my dog, so don't mind that. But this is not good. This is not great. This is not bad. I don't know. This is not the best primer. There's so many primers out there that work so much better than this. So that is the only reason why I'm trying to use it and why I put it in this video, because they're so much better. The formula on this is very similar to the Professional, but it's thicker than the Professional, and I feel like that one does a much better job of filling in my pores and just evening out my skin around this area, while this one doesn't really do that much. Like I said, the only difference is it is thicker. And Cover FX has a lot of primers that are so much better than this, and I highly recommend a lot of those. But when it comes to this one, I don't. And like I said, I am trying to use it up and get it out of my collection. I am somebody, I don't like to waste product. Like, I like to use the product and just get it out. I feel like that's wasteful. But a primer that I do recommend is from Touch n Sol. That is my absolute favorite primer. It's called the No Problem. It has a silicone based feel, but it also feels like just a moisturizer. It works very, very well for my skin, and it just makes my skin look flawless. I feel comfortable enough to just put that primer on and not wear makeup, even if I'm going out somewhere. Like I said, I don't know what it does, but it just makes my skin look flawless, and it feels very, very nice on the skin. Like I said, it's from Touch n Sol, and it retails for like $18, so you cannot beat that. This one is just a big miss for me. The last product I want to talk about is from Wander Beauty, and this is the Lift Off Purifying and Brightening Peel Off Mask. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and I talk about how much I hate this all the time, which is that's not good. This is not a peel off mask to me. The only way that I can get this off my skin is if I do this and then watch it all crumble off, and I don't like that. A lot of times with peel off mask, I can just peel off at the edge and the whole thing pretty much comes off. But not with this. What I had to do was I had to rinse my face underneath the sink and, you know, use a washcloth, but that's still, I don't like the way that it feels on my skin. I've tried so many masks that are much better than this, and I don't recommend this. This is actually annoying to use. I'm trying to use it up to get it out of my collection, but like I said, I do not recommend it. So that is all the products in this video that I am going to talk about. All these products I do not recommend for their original price or the sale price when it comes to the Sephora VIB sale. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said, I am sorry that I'm not going to be able to get the products that I do recommend up. I wanted to, but I think I waited too late and I got sick and I didn't feel good and I couldn't film. But I wanted to get this video up, and hopefully I can get it up in time for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Before you go, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell below so you are notified every time I upload a video. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.